Hey Savannah, it's Miss Hall. Today we're going to look at section 2.8. It's on page 47, and it's about complex fractions. A complex fraction is a fraction that has a fraction or a mixed number for the numerator, the denominator, or both. So I have 3 green boxes here. All 3 of them are examples of a complex number. The first one I have 1/2 over 10. The next one I have 3/4 over 2/5. And for my third one I have 1.5 over 3 2/3. So to simplify a complex fraction, we are going to rewrite using the numerator as a dividend and the denominator as a divider in a division problem. And just as a quick refresher, the dividend is the number that goes inside the division sign, and the divisor is the number that goes on the outside. And when you have a fraction, it is top divided by bottom. Therefore, it is top divided by bottom. Okay? So, let me show you a few examples. We're going to go to practice problems 2.8 on page 48, and I'm going to work on a few of the odds. So for number 1, I have 2/3 over 9/10. So it appears that I have a fraction in the numerator and a fraction in the denominator. Don't forget though that this line here means division. So I'm going to do top, which is the numerator, which is 2/3, divided by the bottom number, which is 9/10. And now we go back to what we learned with dividing fractions, where we do keep, change, flip. So I'm going to keep 2/3. I'm going to change my division to multiplication, and I'm going to flip my 9/10 to make it 10 over 9. Alrighty, then you want to see if you can cross cancel it all to simplify, which you cannot. So let's multiply straight across. 2 times 10 is 20, and 3 times 9 is 27, I'm sorry. 3 times 9 is 27. So therefore I have 20 over 27. It cannot be simplified. That would be our final answer. Let's look at number 3. Alrighty, so for number 3, we have 1 3/5 over 2 2/7. Yes, 2/7. So first and foremost, I think it's easier when you have 2 simple fractions. They can be proper or improper, so we're going to change our fractions to an improper fraction before we do any math with it, before we divide them. So first we're going to get mad, multiply, add, divide to change these. So 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8, and we keep our denominator 5. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 2 is 16, and we keep our denominator of 7. So now we do KCF, which is keep, change, flip. So I keep my first fraction, 8 over 5. I change my division to multiplication, and then I flip my last fraction. I take the reciprocal, and I have 7 over 16. You want to see if you can cross cancel it all. 8 and 16 are both even numbers, and 2 can go into both of them. So if I divide both of these numbers by 2, 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 16 divided by 2 is 8. They're still with even numbers, so you can still cross cancel again. So 2 goes into 4 2 times, and 2 goes into 8 4 times. You can do it again. 2 goes into 2 1 time, and 2 goes into 4 2 times. Another way you could have thought about it, if you realized that 8 went into 16, you could have just done 8 divided by 8 was 1, and 16 divided by 8 was 2. 7 and 5, they're both prime numbers. The only thing you can divide it by is 1. So let's multiply now. 1 times 7 is 7. 5 times 2 is 10. This cannot be simplified, therefore this is your final answer. Number 5. Number 5, we have 12 and a half divided by 100. So here it's a little different because we have a mixed number in the numerator, and then we just have a whole number for the denominator. So let's figure out how to do that first. So let's first change our fraction to an improper fraction. To do that, we're going to get mad, multiply, add, and divide. 2 times 12 is 24. 24 plus 1 is 25. We keep our denominator of 2 over 100. So we still have a fraction. We're dividing because this fraction bar here means division. So now let's do keep, change, flip. So I keep 25 over 2. I change my division to multiplication, and now I have the number 100. If I do 100 divided by 1, it still equals 100, right? So I'm going to take my 100 divided by 1, and I'm going to flip that. When I flip it, then I will get 1 over 100. We can cross cancel. 25 goes into 100. 25 goes into 25 one time, and 25 goes into 100 4 times. And I know that because I like to think of quarters, and there's 4 quarters in $1. Okay? And then we multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1, and 4 times 2 is 8. Let's look at number 7. For number 7, I have 9 1/3 divided by 3 and 1/6. Alright, so again we have mixed numbers. We're going to take these mixed numbers and turn them into improper fractions. So we're going to get mad as our first step. So 9 times 3 is 27. 27 plus 1 is 28. I divide by the denominator which they gave me, which is 3. And same thing for the bottom. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 plus 1 is 19. Divide by the denominator that they originally gave me, which is 6. Now we're going to do KCF, keep, change, flip. 28 over 3, keep the first fraction, change division to multiplication, and flip the second fraction. Alrighty, 19 is a prime number. We cannot simplify this side. 3 goes into 6 2 times. I'm sorry. Alrighty. Alright, so just so you multiply straight across now, we have 28 times 2. So 28 times 2. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, so we have 56. And then 1 times 19 is 19. So we have an improper fraction as our answer, but we want to turn that into a mixed number. So we're going to do 56 divided by, 19. The way I like to think about it is we have about 20 and about 55, let's say. How many times is 20 going to 55? Well, we know 20 times 2 is 40. So it's going to be about 2, maybe 3 times. So let's try 2. 19 times 2. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, which is 38. So I'm going to do 2, 38, and then we will subtract. Bar from the 5, make it a 4. This becomes 16. 16 minus 8 is 8. 4 minus 3 is 1. So we were able to go in 56 2 times. So this is going to be equal to a whole number of 2 with the remainder over the divisor. So we have 18 over 19. And this will be our final answer. Alrighty, so for your assignment today, your assignment is going to be page 48. Practice problems number 2 through 8 even, and page 49. Sharpening skills numbers 11 through 30 all. Alrighty. Once you get that completed, if you can please just take a picture and either text it to me or email it to me, whichever is more convenient for you. Don't forget this will be due Friday at 3:30 via text or email.